How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? So today we are going to solve another coolest problem, Leetcode problem number 905, sort array by parity. Okay, so first of all, what will be our flow in this problem? So first of all, we're going to understand what the problem statement is, then we're going to talk about its approach, and then we finally going to code it up. Okay. Alright guys, so now let's just talk about our first of all problem statement. So we have given, and there the problem statement is saying we have given an integer array nums. We have to move all the even integers at the beginning of the array, followed by all the odd integers at the end of the array. Okay, and we have to return an array that satisfies this condition. Okay, so what it means, so like basically they are saying, for example, we have given something like this array. So let me take this example from over here. So they are given 3 1 2 4. Okay, so as you can see these 3 and 1 are odd, these are odd, and these are even, okay, so like this. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to put the even value in the first, so even value in the first and the odd value in the last, something like this. So even values are in the first, odd values are in the last. Okay, or you can either do it like this, like the order doesn't matter, like you can put even order, like even values in any order, it does not matter, but they have to come in the first. But remember, they have to come in the first. That's the main important thing over here. So either you can do it like this as well. So it does not matter, because what matter is like they are even in the starting. Okay. All right. So okay guys. So now we just talk about the problem statement. Now we're gonna talk about like how we're gonna approach this problem. So if you carefully look at over here, the one basic approach came in your mind is like, why don't we use stack to solve this problem? Like we can use stack, we can create two stacks, or even stack and odd stack, and we fill that stack according to that. So if you don't understand, don't worry, let's see what I'm talking about. So we are talking about the approach. So we're going to talk about two approaches. Okay, and finally we're going to code. So the code is available in the description section. Just check it out from over there. Even I'm going to code it up over here as well, but maybe my handwriting is not so good, but for like, you know, for getting a good writing, just check the description. Okay, here we go. So stack, so what I'm saying, like we're gonna use stack. Okay, so what I will do, I will create two stacks. So this is my, let's just call it, I will call it even stack, and this one I will call is odd stack, something like this. Okay, all right. Now after creating this, what I will do, I will let's say, let me just write my input over here, 3 1 2 4. So what I will do, I will check if the value I found is odd. If I found is odd, then I will put in my odd stack. If I again found it so odd, I will put in my odd stack. If I found it even, then I will put in my even stack. If I found it even again, then I will put in my even stack. So that's how we're gonna completely fill our even and odd stack. That's how. Okay. Now our final thing is we're gonna create another array. Let's call this answer array. So in our answer array, first of all what I will do, I will gonna fill my answer array with all the even values. So I will gonna pop this one, so 4 will come over here, then I will pop this one, then 2 will come over here. Now it's empty. Now it's time to fill from odd stack. Okay, so I will gonna pop this one, 1 will come over here, then I will pop this one, then 3 will come over here. So that's how we're gonna get our answer. Okay, so I hope this thing is clear. Now you will talk about the time complexity is not so good in this one. I will say time complexity is not, like, oh sorry, space complexity is not good. Time complexity is good. The time complexity is big of n in this one we are talking about. Okay, because for the worst case the array could be of n length. Okay, and the space complexity is big of n plus big of n, which is big of 2n. Okay, so 2 is constant, just ignore it, and we get big of n, something like this. Okay, but still we can improve it. But first of all, let's see what the code will be of our stack. Okay, so let's just code it up. So for example, we are given something like public int sort array, something like they have given sort AR. I will just like this, write like this. Okay, int, and they are given nums array. Okay, now over here my first job is to create a stack. So I will create a stack of integer, and let me call it evens one, even equals to new stack, something like this. Similarly, I will gonna create a stack of integer for odd one as well, new stack odd one. Okay, like this. Okay guys, now my first job is to fill my stack. Fill my stack. Okay, so I will gonna fill them. So simply for int I equals to 0, I less than nums dot length. Even you can run a for each loop there as well. Oh man, You can go for each loop is very simple as well. Okay, so what I will do, I will check if my nums of I modulus 2, if I am dividing it but it's not equals to 0, the answer I'm getting is not equals to 0. For example, like 3 modulus 2 will get something like 1 over here, so it's not 0. So then what I will do, I will put it in my OR stack. Okay, so OR dot push nums of I, something like this. Okay, I hope so, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is clear. Else, what will be the case? Else, if we are getting 2, so for example 2 modulus 2 is 0, so we're getting 0, then it means we found the even value, so put in our even stack, so even dot push nums of I. Okay guys, okay, till now what we are doing, we just fill our stack. Now what our job is to create an answer array and pop this one out and put in our answer array. So now that's our job. So for that one, what I will do, I will gonna create one array. So int answer, new int, and size will be my nums dot length, similar to that one. Okay, for everyone, let me create a while loop. So while loop is good while our even stack is not empty. Even is not empty, because you know, first of all we have to put the even value. Remember, first of all we have to, if you first of all put the odd value, then your answer will be wrong. Okay, so just be careful with this one. Okay, so for that one, what I will do, okay, let me create one I pointer over here, int I equals to 0. Okay, answer I plus plus equals to even dot pop. So we are incrementing our I pointer every time, and we are just getting the filling our array. Okay, after that, create a run a while loop for our odd as well. While odd is not empty, answer I plus plus equals to odd dot pop, something like this. Okay guys, and finally in the end, return your answer array. So that's how you just did it. So I hope so, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is absolutely clear. Okay, so now let's just try to optimize it. So like, if you want to optimize, then interval will be in place, like, yeah, this dude is doing some shitty good work. Okay, so let's just optimize it. So to optimize it, what we're gonna use, a method called in place method. Okay, so maybe you already know about this one. So like, what is like this? For example, we have something like A, B, C, D, E, something like this. So we will have 2 pointers, one I pointer over here, and my J pointer over here. So what I will do, I will swap my this value with this value, and this value with this value, something like this. And then the pointer will move over here, then J pointer will decrement over here, something like this. So they will gonna swap it something like this. So that's how in place work. Okay, so now you will talk about like, but how we gonna use in place over here? So what I will do, for example, we have something like 3, 1, 2, 4. Okay, so I will check. I will put my 2 pointers, my I pointer initially over here, my J pointer will be over here. So guys, in this one, there could be 4 cases. There could be 4 cases. First of all, I want to talk about. So first of all, let's talk about the 4 cases will be. So the first case will be, if my I modulus 2 becomes 0. If my I modulus 2 becomes 0, so what that means, like, we found the even value in the starting. So that's okay. That's very okay. So we want to simply increment our I. Our second case will be if our J modulus 2 not equals to 0. If it's not equals to 0, then it means like we found the odd value in the end. So just simply decrement our J. That's good. What our third case will be? Our third case will be if our I modulus 2 is 0, but and our J modulus 2 is not equals to 0. So what it means, like, we have 0, 1, something like this. So if we have 0, 1, something like this, then what that means? That means like in the starting we have the even value, and in the end we have the odd value. So that's perfect as well. That's even perfect as well. So we just gonna simply do nothing. Just simply increment. In this one, simply increment our I pointer and decrement our J pointer. That's simple. But our fourth case will be a little bit interesting. So if our I modulus 2 not equals to 0, if it's not equals to 0, like we get something like 1 from over here, and our J modulus 2 is equals to 0. So what that means? What that means? So we found zero. We found the even value in the end, and we have odd value in the starting. If that's the case, then we're gonna use this in place method. So then what I will do? I will simply hold this value and swap it. So don't worry, you will gonna understand like what I'm doing over here. Okay. So let's just look at this first of all example. Just remember this case, these 4 cases, because in this I think that in this problem we're gonna deal with this one or maybe this one. Okay, something like this. So you're gonna see. Okay, so we have these 2 pointers. So if I simply check I modulus 2 is not equal to 0. So we are getting 1 over here. So we are getting 1 over here, and over here we are getting 0. But 1 is greater than 0. So it means like we have the even value in the starting. Okay, then what I will do? I will gonna swap it. Then I will gonna simply swap it. So I will simply say put 3 over here and put 4 over here. We are just simply swap it. Okay, now what will happen? My I pointer will move forward and my j pointer will move forward. Again I will check, is 1 modulus 2 is equals to 0? No, it's not equals to 0. It will give us 1. Is 2 modulus 2 equals to 0? Yes, it is equals to 0. So what that means, again we found odd value in the starting and the even value in the end. So we again gonna swap them. So 2 will come over here, 2 will come over here, and if you swap it as well, like we are showing this value, so 1 will come over here, something like this. So I hope so, ladies and gentlemen, this thing is absolutely clear, like how we are doing it. Okay, so don't worry if you don't understand. Once you look at the code, everything is absolutely clear to you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so let's just talk about the code. So let me just write a public function similar over here, public int array, like we are in the array, and they're given sort array, something like this, and they have given nums of array. Now my first job is to create 2 pointers. So first of all I will create a I pointer is initially at 0, and my j pointer which will be at end of my array. So nums.length -1. Okay guys, okay, now I will run a while loop while my I less than j. Okay, now I will gonna implement all the cases over here we have. Okay, so my first case will be if, for example, my nums of I is greater than my nums of j. If that's the case, so what that means? So it means like our I value is greater. So like we found 1 over here and we have the 0 over here. That's what it means. So if that's the case, then we're gonna swap it. So in place will work over here. So we create a temp and we hold the nums I value. Our nums I value will go to our nums j position equals to nums j position, and our nums j will get to our I position, so which is we hold in our temp, so which we have hold in our temp variable. Okay, so that's how we deal with this case. So this is our, like this case we deal with over here. Okay guys, okay. Now what could be another case? If our nums of I modulus 2 equals to 0, if that's the case, so it means like in the starting we found the even value, so simply want to increment our I pointer. So we just deal with this case over here. So this case has been deal over here. Okay, and what another case will be if our nums of j modulus 2 not equals to 0. So what does it mean? That means like we found 1 like is not 0, so like it's obviously is an odd value, so we simply decrement our j minus. So that's how we have deal with all the cases. Now you will say like, dude, why don't we use this case? It's obviously common sense, like so we if that's the case, the third case will deal over here. That's simple, like just simply I plus and j minus decrement it. So that's how, guys, ladies and gentlemen, we are solving this problem. And finally, return your nums array. So now that's the best way to solve this problem. Okay, so now you ask like how. I will say the time complexity in this one is we are dealing with big of n. For the worst case we are dealing n values, and the space complexity is big of n, as like we are not using any extra memory over here. So the interview will be very impressed and give you a flying kiss. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video. If you still have any doubt, just do let me know, and the code is available in the description section. Just check out the link from over there. And thank you very much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care, bye bye, and I love you guys.